live. Here we go. All right. So, hope you guys have been having a good last few days. My day is, tired. I'm tired. It's the afternoon. I've ripped myself apart trying to do manual labor. I want to look at Bitcoin on the month. I want to remind myself again about this thin green line right here and what it means. So let's look back in March of 2020. We dipped below this green line. We probably dipped below it. Let me get rid of this thing. How do I get rid of this thing? Accept all. I'll just accept all the cookies. Take the cookie, goddammit. My guess is that probably January 19, 2019. We dipped below that. My data doesn't go back. It should, but I don't know why it doesn't. Anyways. I feel like a broken record. I know I said this months ago. I probably said this, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably said this 6 months ago. What I want to see on the month is I want to see a 2 to 3 candle pullback, and then I want to see it go up. What are we seeing right now? We are seeing a 2 candle pullback. We still have 20 days left on this month. 20 days to come down to this line right here. I think we're going to do it. I think that we're going to see 27. I think we're barely going to touch it. I think we're going to have one more green month. Nobody wants to hear that? All right, one more red month. What am I saying? I think we're going to have one more green month. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I wanted to point that out, though. I just wanted to point that out, though. Typically, I'm expecting, I shouldn't say that I want to see it. I'm expecting a 2 to 3 candle pullback. So let's go in on the day. We're going to leave this big, nasty, it's no longer support. Now it's resistance. We're going to leave this big, nasty resistance here just for the hell of it for a little while longer. And if we can do a 5, we can do a 7. And if we can do a 7, we can do a 9. So I would expect a few more days down, right? Which, what is today anyways? Today, Wednesday? Today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I would not be jumping in for anything long-term right now at all. And if we look at it on the 4-hour, we are developing a 2, a red 1, 2, and those are pretty good. So on the 4-hour, we still got 2 hours left. I might short. I wouldn't short. Don't try and follow my trades. You'll just get wrecked. We'll go over that in a minute. But this is looking like another sell signal coming up. Our RSI is high enough for it to plummet. So things just aren't looking that good, right? All right. So I got one trade in. So if you remember, I was saying right around this line right here, I would be looking for some type of a bounce. So once we cross this line, I would be looking for a bounce to buy into. The easiest bounce that I saw was on BNB. So I was looking at BNB on the 4-hour. I saw this right here. I then decided to drop to the 1-hour. where I saw this one too. So it actually went up. I placed a market order down here at actually it was $310.50. Yeah, and I watched it. Right, so this is the 1 hour. I took the 2. My stop limit was at 2.3%, or basically, yeah, it was. Now, what was my stop limit there? What am I getting hung up on here? It was at 303.40 for 2.3% of a loss. This is what I was gambling. And moments after this trade went through and the next candle went in, I was like, "Oh, I'm so stupid," right? But I didn't. I let my stop limits take care of itself. It went up to here. Now let me pull up another one here, because I just want to point one thing out. My original target for this was right there. 3.9 or 3.5% was my target. The moment it went above this target, as soon as it got up here towards this green line, I got out. I just said 6.5%, which is a little, I got a little bit less than that because of fees, but 6.7%, 6.5% was good enough for the day, for a couple hours for me. And this was like 1 or 2 in the morning. So I wanted to go to sleep anyway. So yeah, so I was very happy. So this trade only lasted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours for 6%. So that is the only trade that I took. So now where are we at here? We're now down here again, right? So I'm going to be looking for another bounce. And you can see we really have not had another, well, we had this one right here, but I had just gotten out, and I think this happened, yeah, I was asleep for that. There's no way I would have seen this and taken it. I might have taken it if I was awake, is the thing, but then I would have lost 3%. So let's see. I'm just out of curiosity. Say I'd done that. Let's say I'd done another 2.5%. And now let's measure from here to here. I still would have ended up with 2.7%, right? So I wouldn't have lost money. That's the point. I know you guys are expecting like Lambo deals and like fantastic trades and stuff, but these are small pockets. This is what small pocket trading looks like, right? So let me clean up some of this nonsense here. But that was the trade. And that was the only one that I saw. I watched it the whole time because it was a 1 hour trade, right? If we look at where this trade sat on 4 hours, it did not make much sense, right? Because there's no 1, 2 here. As a matter of fact, on the 4 hour, now if I was taking this on the 4 hour, I would set my stop limit and I probably wouldn't come back to it for a day or so, right? And if I was taking the trade on the day, I probably wouldn't come back and look at it for 2 or 3 days and just let my stop limits take effect if something stopped out, right? So that's basically it. That's where we're at right now. We're not looking great, right? But anybody who's been around Bitcoin has seen this, and I've been expecting a lot worse. I remember I wrote a friend of mine on Facebook. I wrote him a message back when Bitcoin was about 37 that my TA was telling me 64K, and then we were dropping back down to 17, 19K. And I was totally wrong. I was wrong about Sort of right about the top. I'm going to say that. Totally wrong about the bottom action. Totally wrong about this swing bottom. But I have been expecting us to hit this red line, and I expected us to hit it back here, right, where it would have been 20K. Now we're hitting this red line, and it's at 26, almost 27K is where our 200 TEMA line is at. So our RSI is low, which is fine. Listen, we're on a 5 on the week, which to me means that we could do a 7, right? So we could see a 7, which would place us underneath here, which if we go back to our monthly, right, we're close. We're getting real close. This is where we want to be. Fortunes are not made up here. They're never made when you're buying at the people don't make money buying at the top. Unless they stay in for a really long time, 5 to 10 years, right? And it has to be a solid investment, right? You don't want to invest in Betamax when the world's going to go VHS. But this is where like fortunes are made, right? This is where, you know, from here, $1,000 turned into $25,000. Right? Here, $1,000 could turn into another $25,000 in the next 4 years. I'm not saying to buy right now. If you're listening carefully, I'm saying that we could still have a whole nother month of downside. Inside of that month of downside, I'm still going to be trying to find trades. I am back to trading, looking for trades on the looking for turnarounds on the 4 hour and placing 1 hour trades. I hope that makes sense, right? So if it looks decent on the if it looks like a turnaround on the 4 hour, I then look for an entry to see if I'm early enough with it. If it's already on a 3, I forget about it because it could only go to 5, right? That's the TD sequential. Look that up. Like, maybe I'm not using it right. Maybe you should look up and learn to trade. But anyways, this is what I'm seeing. The whole point is to kind of see what's going on. I figure I've been harping on the month for a very long time. And this is good. This is good. This is so good. I am selling my motorcycle. I'm selling the R9T BMW. So it is a beautiful bike. It is very low miles. If you guys look back at some of my other videos, I've had so many motorcycles that they're all low miles because I just kind of rotate around on them like on a weekly basis. It's always been like that, and I always seem to fall in love with the junkers. But this is a fantastic bike. I'm selling it. I can't ride motorcycles anymore, so it's not like I'm doing anything crazy. I'm freeing garage space. But yeah, that money, it's going to be sitting. It's going to be waiting for a buy opportunity. No idea what the bottom is going to look like, but I wouldn't be calling it yet. All right. You guys have a great week, and hopefully this made some sense. Maybe.